Aries, welcome to Lady of the Unknown Oracle. My name is Sophie. Welcome in. If this is your first time joining, I am so happy to have you here. I hope you enjoy your message. If you do, please remember to like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below. I would love to know how you're doing. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for your love and support. I love you to the moon and back. You make what I do possible. So thank you so much for allowing me to connect with you and for coming back and being with me, spending time with me. I appreciate it so much. Aries, let's go ahead and jump straight into your reading, okay? This is a general message. This is for the mid-month October reading. So it is general. That means that this may or may not be representative of what you're currently going through. So it may or may not resonate. If this is not your story, then please do not put the details, don't force the details of your current experience into today's message. If this is not your story, then this is just not your story, okay? It's not meant to fit everyone's situation. Others of you, though, will resonate very strongly with this message, and if that is the case, then I hope that this gives you the clarity and guidance that you seek moving forward. We will be doing an extended reading after this reading, where we will explore any other individuals or other events that occur in the reading, right? Intentions, emotions of other people, the advice coming out of the situation in order to overcome any kind of obstacles and where your focus needs to be, as well as what the long-term outcome is going to look like moving out of the situation with or without the individuals that appear here, okay? So I will leave the link to the extended reading in the description box below, as well as pinned to the top of the comment section down below, as well as a link to my personal booking system in case you would like a personal reading done by me. Okay, Aries. I just want to say, okay, because I went ahead, just like in our last reading together, I pulled from the oracle to meditate on your scenario, on your energy here, but we're going to be pulling from the tarot together. So whatever this is with this main female, this feminine energy, this may or may not be you. It's being clarified by coffin. So this coffin is it's a symbolism. For some of you, this is an indication that someone, a female figure or a feminine figure in your life did pass away. And if that is the case, then my condolences, my deepest condolences, okay? That may have been, it may have served sort of like a catalyst in this situation, because what I'm seeing here is, I'm getting this feeling here of like, life is too short for me to allow myself to wait on somebody who has essentially been expressionless. It feels to me like there is somebody who knows that they've been holding you on the line, right? It feels like you're either in union with this person, or you were under the impression that that's where this was headed, and you were waiting, and this person, again, was kind of stringing you along, making it seem like you guys were onto something a bit more in alignment with what your vision was, with where you guys were going to be going, whether that's marriage or, you know, engagement, or you guys were going to have kids and this person said they didn't want to have kids, or how the roles were going to be played out. You want to have like a traditional marriage, you want to have an open marriage, like something that you thought was kind of open for discussion, or that you guys had already kind of shut the case, right? You guys already knew what was going to happen. Something just came to light and things were not resolved. And instead of waiting for this person to answer you and to tell them how they felt about the situation, you are not waiting anymore. You were expecting them to give to you in this situation so that you both could move forward together, and they did not do that. And so now you've made the decision, Aries, to basically just say, look, like, I love you, but I can't keep waiting for you. If someone in your life, someone close to you, did pass away, then they served as a catalyst, right, to help you kind of see clearly through the fog. And that's a deep emotional trauma, and again, my deepest condolences, okay? This must be a very difficult time for you. For others of you, however, this is more of a symbolism surrounding transformation. So whether this feminine energy is you, Aries, or somebody else, this person is undergoing quite a significant change. And it's because of this change that has initiated this decision for severance from the situation. This person here, for some, they're changing into someone who, it doesn't feel like it's bad or good, it's just incompatible, is what this is. This person just wants something different. So if this is you, Aries, you're just becoming a different type of person outside of who you thought you would be by this point. And so there's a decision here that where you thought you would be a perfect match for the person that you're currently with, that's beginning to present itself as not the case anymore, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think what's important is that things are being communicated. But it's like the saying goes, saying nothing at all is still speaking something. It's still a message. It's still communication, right? So we have this courtship being clarified by journey. All right, so it's coming to an end. There's a new beginning here, some kind of chapter being closed within this courtship. But we've got poverty here as well. So an absence of something, again, putting in kind of like putting in work but not getting results back, being clarified by gift and message. So there's a lot of communication not being had. Gift is an act of vulnerability, right? When you give somebody something, you know, it's you are exposing yourself to the chance that the person doesn't like what you gave them, right? Rejects it, right? Because people can reject gifts, and that in itself communicates something very loud and clear, right? Whether intended to or not. So it's like with this gift of a message, it's almost like you were hoping that someone would become vulnerable with you. You were hoping someone would express to you, right? Express something of value to you. Whatever this value was, you guys had predetermined. This could have been emotions or their thoughts on a particular subject. But this was something that you really needed from them. And you've been left high and dry, right? You've been left out in the cold, feeling rejected, feeling alone. Because this was an expectation you were hoping the person understood you really needed this question answered or this concern addressed before you guys could move into the future together. And they did not do that. They didn't play their part here. And so it's gotten you now at this point where you're coming to the end of the line here, right? You're coming to the end of the line here. And I want to say for some of you, it's because there was never love here. Okay? Why do I say that? Because you have house as the overarching energy, and underneath I have main male. So I wonder if you're connecting with a masculine energy. If you're connecting with or this could be you, Aries, right? For those of you who are masculines, perhaps there might have been something in the past that has had you feeling closed off. The feminine energy here is under the impression now that they can't move forward without some type of gift, some type of vulnerability. Or this could be you, masculine, expecting this of your feminine that you're connecting with, and they are the ones that are not opening up. Whatever the situation, though, the thing is, you guys probably live together. You may not, all right? With house, this is you guys literally being in the same house together. You may just, a house is something that you spend a long time on. So at minimum, with courtship and house, we have a connection here where you guys were planning on moving in together, planning on having a marriage, planning on spending a significant amount of your lifetime together. There was an intention here to really make this last. With family room, this is about intimacy. And the thing is, intimacy is extremely important when it comes to love, right? When it comes to having a loving, long-lasting relationship. And we've got here, love matters with trust your own understanding. And what I'm getting here, Aries, very strongly, is that for many of you, there was no love. There might have been a ton of passion. You guys are very passionate. And I notice that Aries tend to get drawn to other very passionate signs. So fire signs or water signs, you guys are just like in love, infatuated, right? You love it. You can practically taste the passion. It's what attracts you, right? It fills you. It's your element, literally. So there might have been a ton of passion between you and this person at one point. But what happened was things kind of fizzled out, right? Because Aries, your passion is not limited to one person or one situation, right? Nothing wrong with that. But instead of the passion being replaced with love and comfort and security, insecurity began to take root. Okay? And what happened was, instead of there being emotion, there began this more of like, let's focus on the monetary, let's focus on the self-development. Again, nothing wrong, but there's something here compatibility wise that feels misplaced. So you and this person may have had something strong in the beginning, but then you guys divided. There was a fork in the road where the focus became more on keeping the house, paying the bills, or if you guys don't live together or share any assets, it became very about the self, about the individual without that person. But it began to create like a rift between you guys. It wasn't like you guys were joining together to partake in a new hobby, or you guys got together so you can travel together. It became more of like I get you counterpart, like I get you feminine, I get you masculine, but I'm going to hang out with my friends even though you don't want me to, and I'm not inviting you. I just really need to do this for myself, which again, nothing wrong, but it's got this feeling of like maybe maybe you don't want to be with this particular person, or maybe you're just not ready to be in this type of relationship. Because the person you're connecting with is wanting something that is more stable, but you're still rocking the boat. Again, nothing wrong with that, but there's a compatibility issue there, and it's what has been causing some turbulence. And it's been the source of, for whoever here who's not, bringing their emotions to light and being vulnerable, it really is the core issue here. All right. So with love matters and trust your own understanding, someone has identified that there either is not love here anymore, or there is love, but somebody is not showing that that's really what the priority is. Like, love matters, but it should matter to both parties, not just one. So one person is willing to stay out of love, but the other person is not willing to be vulnerable because love is important. And so this person understands, well, it shouldn't just be important to me, it should be important to them too. And if it doesn't, why am I here? This person has really asked them the question. It's a hard truth, but Aries, whether this is you or the person you're connecting with, this is what's coming to light. Someone is understanding that you can't force someone to open up. And if they're choosing not to, it's because either they don't trust you, because there's something about you they don't trust, they don't know you well enough, which to you unsettles you, or it's because of some type of baggage that they still haven't been able to sort through, and that they may need to sort through on their own. And so that makes you feel like this is not the right time or place to help them through this, help them on this path, right? So you've got also the taming power of the small, as well as innocence. So with innocence, this is, it's trust, it's simplicity, it's very Six of Cups, it is spontaneity, right? It's look at the picture. It's somebody with a baby, right there where their third eye chakra would be. So it's about looking things beyond what you see right off the bat. It's almost having like that faith too, having the faith that you are intuitively sensing something that maybe isn't there, but that is there. Because of the way things move around it. It's like in front of you there might be a void, but the fact that things are moving around this thing that doesn't exist, but you can see it attracting and moving things around it. It's like it's there based on all of the things that are around it, even though you can't see the thing, right? So it's like this person may not be telling you, right, that they don't trust you, but it's everything else they're doing. It's everything else that they're saying that tells you, it indicates to you. They're not saying that they don't trust you, but they are not opening themselves up. You ask them questions that should be pretty benign, right? That should be pretty small fry, just easy stuff. What are you doing? Who are you hanging out with? Can I join you? That person may be kind of whip out at you and suspect that you're trying to gain leverage and see what they're up to because you don't trust them, and it turns into this issue where originally it wasn't. It was just like, I just wanted to know if you were hanging out with John and Sarah, because if you were, like, I could go with you, bring a bottle of wine, and we could just hang out and play Monopoly, like, or whatever. I don't know. For me, that's fun. But let me stop. Aries, back to the point. Again, it's like this person is creating an issue, and because they are not trusting you in a way that you need, it's like not the things that they're saying, it's the things that they're not saying that's really speaking volumes here. Okay, with the taming power of the small, this is about it's about being resourceful, right? Look at the spider. It's about having very little but still being able to create something extremely strong. So combined, it's basically about using your intuition. It boils down to that. Being able to take notice of the small things and using those small things to create a big picture. You are trying to get to the heart of the matter. There's a singular truth here that you are piercing straight to, right? You're piercing through all of the fog, and you're seeing straight to the core of the issue, right? The core issue. And it's not because you don't want, it's not that you didn't wish things were better than they are, but it's about confronting the truth, right? It's about confronting the truth. For some of you, this really was like you had a baby on your mind. Have to throw that out there. For some of you, it was about having a baby on your mind. And again, with house, it was something you guys really you wanted something strong. You wanted something that would last. And it's not that you guys lack admiration or emotion. Someone here just has not opened up, and I think for one or both of you, it's enough to say that you're probably done here. Right? And with this main female, this feminine energy clarified by the coffin, it could be this feminine energy that's calling this as being the end, or you know, the person, the masculine here is ending it with them. But there's an ending. The coffin is a very definitive breakup. All right, Aries. So by the time you get to this message, you may already be kind of in that like that final conversation mode where you're thinking about what you're gonna say. Or maybe you and this person haven't spoken for a week and you're like, you know what, I know what this feels like. This feels like they're on the verge of ghosting me. And I may never hear from them again. You know, but you know, maybe they do completely ghost me because you're not getting communication here, so maybe they do ghost you. Or, you know, it just you get that call like, we need to talk. You know, something like that. But someone here is definitely done. Like done. Like a breakup is happening. Separation. Because someone here just couldn't open up. Someone here just couldn't open up, Aries. And love does matter, and that's the realization that is coming to light, is you can't go and expect to plan for the future, and then meanwhile every day before work you say, I love you, I want to hold you, right? Give me a kiss. You know, give me a kiss. Let me tell you how much I adore you. You know, before you start your day, and the person is just like, oh yeah, me too. Like, what's that? Or okay, see you later when I get home. What are you gonna make for dinner? That to me, Aries. That feels like the complete opposite of what you want. All right. So let's see. Celtic cross, please, for Aries. Celtic cross here for Aries, please. Here we go. Overarching energy. Yeah, Six of Swords. You guys are getting over it. You know, this is it's time, right? You're done thinking about it. Underneath, Queen of Pentacles, the Star. You know, it's, you know, you're starting to separate. You're starting to separate that. You're trying to separate yourself from that vision of, you know, being the wife, being the husband of this particular person, right? With the Star indicates distance from something, being in separation, healing from a big event, you know, but redirecting your focus to something that feels better, that feels more authentic, right? So you're starting to come back out of this mindset. You're coming out of the mindset of planning for the future with this person and deciding to really focus on yourself now. Okay? Yeah, you're in transition. You're in transition, and it's so hard for you. Could be connecting with a Leo who, it's this Leo who's really closed off. They're showing up here as the sun, as your obstacle. All right, but you're definitely in transition. It's hard for you to be happy. It's hard for you to be happy. It's hard for you to see a new beginning with this person. It's hard to see how you guys will be able to really be open and vulnerable and create something new. You're confused. Absolutely. Absolutely. You're very confused. A lot of sevens so far. 2 sevens. Right? Very confused. You're trying to, you know, you could be the one that's being very guarded as well, Aries, because in your heart space, you've got the 7 of Wands. And on your mind, you've got the 7 of Cups. So it could be because you've got so many options in love, or just, you know, you could be very confused about how you're supposed to conduct yourself, you know, in a relationship, when it's really not about how to conduct yourself. It's just, how do you feel drawn to conducting yourself, right? If you're not ready for a connection and opening up to somebody, you're not supposed to force yourself. But you should know that if you do want a relationship, you should only initiate that when you are ready emotionally. Don't say yes and then cross your fingers and hope to heal while you're in a relationship, because that's how codependency begins, right? So you could be very confused about what it's supposed to be like to trust somebody. But if that's the kind of question you're asking yourself in this connection, you know, then you're really not ready to be in a relationship anyway. You should be on your own. You really should, so you can enjoy friendships, and those friendships are real training grounds for you to determine whether someone is or is not trustworthy. That's how you figure it out with your other connections, right? And hopefully you bank it on one person that you feel really connected to. That's how it works, right? So in your heart space with the 7 of Wands, you could be very defensive. For others of you, though, this is about being confused about how the other person is feeling. And because you're confused, you know, you're still kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt, because you're in this Two of Pentacles energy. You're not sure, you're giving them the benefit of the doubt, even though you're not sure which way to go with this. Some days you feel pretty, you know, you feel kind of crestfallen, you know, but there are other days where you feel really uplifted, and like if you just hang in there, the person will change and open up, and like you'll be around finally to see them be vulnerable. And so you're fighting for this. You're taking a stand, and you're really trying to defend the future of what this could be. In the recent past, though, we've got the moon. Could be connecting with a Cancer or a Pisces, but more confusion, more losing sight of something. But again, that's why you have love matters and trust your understanding, because what I'm seeing, Aries, is that even though this may be confusing, I think what's confusing here isn't that you don't know what you're seeing. You know that this person is not giving you what you need here in vulnerability and emotional availability. You know they're not. What it is you don't want to have to break away. And so what you're conflicted about is, do I do what's right for me and leave the situation so that this person can go and finish their stuff, and you know, I'll give myself the opportunity to connect with somebody else? Am I willing to undergo the difficulty of changing? Or should I wait and do what feels like the easier thing, right? Because I don't want to have to go through all of that discomfort of changing the situation and the breakup and the heartbreak, right? I don't want to do that. So maybe if I can find things to hold on to, then I can stall myself. It's like that ego, right? Are you being led by fear or love? Love for yourself will carry you out of this, but fear of pain is going to keep you here and stuck, because pain comes with change. So if you're afraid of the pain, then you'll never want to change, and you'll try to keep yourself here. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing, Aries, is like you're in a place. Yep, Queen of Swords. You're in a place where a decision has to be made, because you're coming to the end of the wire here. You're conflicted. You're seeing yourself as the Five of Wands. You're deeply conflicted, Aries. Like, you know it's time. Yeah, you see, you're not, but you know it's time to go. And you're, look at that, Empress in the fear position. Wow. Empress in the fear position. Wow. For some of you, you're connecting with someone who you're actually afraid to let go of, because they may bloom while you guys are not together, and you're gonna feel like, damn, like that was me. I could have stuck around for that, because we got the Emperor now showing up in the clarifiers. It's like that. It's that feeling of, I could have been around to see them grow, and I could have been by their side while they're the Empress or the Emperor, right? But I'm not around to do that. But here's the thing, Aries. Ultimately, your outcome is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay? Ultimately, you're at this rate because, again, an ending is coming. This person may ghost you. You may ghost the other person. There's a breakup. There's a breakup happening. Okay? There's a breakup happening. A decision is being made. Happiness is not being achieved. Someone here is holding on, but they're not going to be able to for much longer, because this is really just not satisfying. Right? One person has already decided that they are not willing to take this the long haul. Someone here is very determined to just do their own thing without consideration of the person they're connecting with. Okay? So coming in, you've got the Queen of Swords. So this could be an air sign that you're connecting with, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, someone who you will be connecting with. All right? You could have this very strong in your chart, but this is the energy of having a decision that you need to make despite what you're feeling. So if you have an emotional attachment to something, or you wish things had turned out differently, this is you making a decision based on the facts and the facts alone. And that is, you require emotional availability, and this person is not emotionally available. Right? You see yourself as conflicted with the Five of Wands. In your environment, you've got the Seven of Swords. So again, sneaky behavior. Someone's just not revealing what they're feeling. You at this point are probably short on conversation. Someone here is not telling you, right? They're not telling you how they feel. They're not telling you that they actually don't want to be together anymore. This is breakup. This feels like breakup. Okay? Your fear here is the Empress, but your outcome is the Ace of Pentacles. So what's there to be afraid of? Right? Empress, you may be, Aries, you may be afraid of tapping into this Empress energy. You may be afraid of what success is going to look like. You may be afraid that you're not going to be able to be this empress if you leave this person. This person might actually provide so much stability for you that you're not sure you can make it on your own. Right? For some of you, this is about pregnancy. You're afraid that if you don't make a decision fast, you're going to end up wrapping yourself up in a situation where this person is okay with having things stable, right? Money, having the material. This person's okay with that, but you're not. And you're afraid that you might make a decision here that implies permanence when you actually are not okay with the conditions of the relationship and you want out, which you're not expressing. But if you don't make a decision soon, things are going to become very permanent, very fast, right? So in your clarifiers, you've got the 4 of Swords along with the 6 of Cups. So thinking about past issues, probably thinking, to me, I'm feeling very soulmate energy from the 6 of Cups. I don't always feel like that. I feel like in your case, this is the situation, because we have the Emperor and the Empress here with the Sun, right? There's definitely indication to me that you and this person have once upon a time been very happy, because otherwise you wouldn't be feeling so sad. You're feeling very conflicted. Unless you guys share, you guys share something very, very passionate, very loving, very deep at one point, which is what makes this all the more difficult. But this is about reminiscing on sweeter times, simpler times. Could be thinking about, the kids that you wanted to have with this person, maybe the children that you do have with this person. Thinking about the kids, considering what this may do to them. But I will tell you that your children are resilient, and it's probably not very healthy for them to see the parents not enjoying each other's company. That is not really the kind of image, Aries, that I feel you want to. That's not the kind of impression you want to give your kiddos. You don't want to give them that impression that that's how it's supposed to be, that's the type of situation they are to accept moving forward, right? Someone says they don't want to say I love you back, and now you're supposed to be okay with that. I don't think that that's what you want for your kids, right? So could be thinking about them, being a good influence on them, looking good in front of them, right? For others of you, this is just reflection on the past. This is reflection on the past, thinking about the connection, thinking about maybe you guys have known each other as kids. This could be a sweetheart thing. You guys have known each other since childhood, but really missing this person. Just it's thinking about how things have changed, For others of you, if you are the Emperor, this is if you are the Emperor, right? You identify more as a masculine, because we have both energies present here. If you identify as the masculine, you are also confronted with a decision. So it looks like you, Aries, and the person you're connecting with are both you're at a crossroad, but for 2 different reasons, which is interesting. You guys, the dissatisfaction is not the same. One person wants to end the relationship because they are not getting the emotional availability that they want, while the other person is getting all the emotional availability that they want from the other person, but they want freedom from the relationship. So it's like there's a dissatisfaction on both fronts, and you guys are both at the same place trying to make a decision, but the dissatisfaction is coming from 2 different things, 2 different reasons you guys have. So we're going to clarify the Queen of Swords really quickly. Coming in. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Queen of Wands. Oh, my nose is getting so itchy. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Wow. Okay. Queen of Wands, 10 of Wands, and the Devil. You're cutting it out. That's what I'm saying. You're cutting it out. You're in a space right now where you feel kind of trapped, right? You feel trapped. There's a lot of pressure in this connection. And the thing is, Aries, you just want to be free. You just want to, be able to express your passion to this person and really pursue them and really love on them and really be the best for one another that you can, right? But there's so much pressure surrounding what this relationship looks like, what it ought to look like, the potential for the future, what this person wants versus what you want. There's too many factors here that are at odds. It doesn't feel compatible. It feels very strained. Right? And it's the cause for temptation. It's the cause for lying. It's the cause for this, almost not wanting to look each other in the eyes some days. But you're tired of that. You're very tired of that, right? With the Queen of Swords, you're tired, and you're ready to make a decision that, even though in the short term may not feel good, you know it's necessary. You know it's necessary. Okay? Now, let's see what this Ace of Pentacles is in the outcome. All right? Let's see what this Ace of Pentacles is. Okay? So 8 of Cups. Walking away, emotionally detaching. That tried to come out. The 6 of Cups again. So releasing yourself from the memories. Stop torturing yourself, Aries. Stop torturing yourself. If you are constantly rehashing, but we used to click and we promised each other, you have to ask yourself, based on how things have been going and based on the fact that you guys have had conversations, right? And they are still not, you know, they nod and say yes, but then nothing happens, then they're not really in it the way they're supposed to be in it. Right? They're not willing to work the way you're willing to work on this 7 of Cups again. You're detaching, you're no longer allowing yourself to be confused. There's a clarity here. There's a clarity here. But it comes from being emotionally detached. Oh, look at that. 6 of Swords coming in. Right? Which is your overarching energy for this spread. So the outcome here is relief. It's emotional detachment. It's detaching. It's detaching your thoughts from the past. Constantly rehashing the could'ves, would'ves, right? Yep. What do we have under here? I thought we had the same. Okay, no, we had the Queen of Pentacles. We've got the 3 of Pentacles now, right? So we've got the 8 of Cups with the 7 of Cups, walking away, emotionally detaching yourself from confusion. Okay, with the 6 of Swords and the 3 of Pentacles. So again, this is releasing. This is moving on. This is about getting your mind off of the constant, you know, well, we were supposed to, and these were the plans, and, you know, we were trying to be together forever, and, you know, I thought they were gonna, you know, propose to me at some point. And that's the thing with this Ace of Pentacles. You get a new opportunity, a new lease on life outside of this relationship once you step into this potential. Once you detach from all of that past stuff and realize, I can't continue into my future this way. Once you realize that, that's when this Ace of Pentacles, that's when all of the potential in your life begins to open up. That's when you give your mind permission to explore other ideas, Aries. Because I feel like the person you're connecting with feels very straight-laced, almost too traditional. It does not, they don't have to be traditional, you know, like male, female type of thing, but traditional in that, depending on their role, they are expecting a certain reciprocative role that you thought was variable. You thought you could talk about what 50-50 looked like. But this particular person is very set in their ways, and they're not trying to bend. Even if they do care, it's like it's just easier for them to just default into provider mode. And being a provider doesn't mean that they have to talk about their feelings, and being a provider doesn't obligate them to saying I love you too. They're just they have decided that they will just resign themselves to being an individual like how they've chosen to be, as an example. You get what I'm saying? So that's what this feels like. It feels like this person lacks the amount of passion that you do, or if they do have it, they use it to explore options outside of the relationship. Whatever it is, the focus is not your relationship, right? It's not where it's supposed to be based on what they're telling you, right? So, I mean, Aries, overall, okay, overall, this is definitely an ending. Things are fizzling out, and I'm not sure, based on what I'm seeing, that you guys will be able to make it past this point. And someone here may very well be getting ghosted, because I'm seeing here that communication just might not come. And because of that, someone has to make peace with the fact that this person was not ready for this. Which, if that's the case, good for you, Aries, because the truth is, like, emotional availability is a must in a healthy relationship. And if they are not, then they have a lot of stuff that they need to work out. And it's better for them to handle it alone than to drag you along, you know? So that's good. And if it's you, the other way around, where you ghosted somebody, right? You have to take care of yourself, right? I'm one to kind of, you know, explain to the person that I'm with, especially if I ever gave them indication that I cared about them, I feel like I owe it to them to say at least something. And that's just as from one friend to another. I know courage can be difficult to build up, but to be a respectful person, that is just something that you owe to somebody who you once said I love you to, or I care a lot about you, right? Because that's what this feels like, is something you were planning on having for a while. But in the end, Aries, you know, you have to do what you have to do for your emotional health. And I can't tell you what that looks like. I can tell you what it doesn't look like. And as long as you're not harming this person and engaging in aggressive, passive aggressive, disrespectful type of energy where you are inflicting pain and manipulation onto them, you know, which I'm not seeing here, you know, then you have to handle this time to take care of your happiness and yourself. So, but this is coming to an end. This is coming to an end. This, you know, I'm not seeing anything with you and this person really going past this, right? This is kind of where the energy stops for you guys. So, Aries, first of all, congratulations, because whether this person ghosted you or not, you're free, right? You're free to explore real love. You're free to be with people who enjoy you and care about you, right? And if you're the one that ghosted, you get an opportunity now to discover and heal more about what you want, right? More of the things that hurt you. You're able to let them go and experience something better and hopefully grow from this situation. But we will be taking this to the extended now, okay, my love? So, let me see. So this feels like ghosting energy. It does. So, but whether the person ghosted you or not, let's go ahead and just see what they are feeling, right? Let's just see what they're feeling, what their intentions are, what they're not telling you that you really wish they would tell you, okay? The advice for how to overcome this block of the sun, right? You're having a hard time feeling happy. You're having a hard time moving past this. So we'll see what the advice is to overcome this obstacle, as well as what the long-term outcome is going to be for you, Aries, in the long term after this, right? This Ace of Pentacles, this new life after detachment. What's that going to look like? Okay, so Aries, I will see you on the other side if you'll join me there. Otherwise, I will leave you here and I will see you next time, okay? I love you so much. Thank you for allowing me to connect with you. Thank you for connecting with me. And until next time, mwah, I'm sending you all my love.